Hey Sagittarius, I need to talk to you about something really significant that came through in this reading. I pulled cards specifically about this gift you carry, this ability to serve divine justice, and honestly what showed up is pretty remarkable. Let me share what I am seeing here. So I just drew the Ace of Swords and wow, this is such a powerful starting point. This card is all about clarity, truth, and mental breakthrough. You know that moment when suddenly everything just makes sense. When the fog lifts and you can see the situation for exactly what it is. That is what this card represents. And for you Sagittarius, this is not just about personal clarity. This is about being able to cut through lies, manipulation, and deception that others cannot even see. You have this incredible gift of discernment. You can look at a situation, at people, at circumstances, and you just know what the truth is. Some people might call it intuition, but it goes deeper than that. It is like you have this sort of truth that can slice through all the nonsense and get right to the heart of what is real. And here is the thing, this gift is not random. You were given this ability for a reason. The universe does not hand out tools like this without purpose. You are meant to use this clarity, this ability to see truth, to bring balance where there is injustice. Think about the times when you just knew something was wrong, when you could feel it in your bones that someone was being treated unfairly or that a situation was not right. That is your divine gift activating. And right now, the Ace of Swords is telling me that this gift is becoming even sharper, even more refined. You are entering a period where your ability to discern truth from fiction is going to be incredibly strong. Next card I pulled is the Devil, and okay, this is really interesting. When the Devil shows up in a reading about divine justice, it is showing me what you are up against. This card represents bondage, manipulation, toxic patterns, and people who operate from their shadow side. But here is what I want you to understand. The Devil is not showing up to scare you. It is showing up to reveal what needs to be addressed. There are situations in your life, maybe in your community or circle, where people are trapped in unhealthy dynamics. Maybe someone is being manipulated or controlled. Maybe there is a pattern of behavior that keeps repeating because no one has had the courage to call it out. And this is where your gift comes in. You can see these patterns. You can recognize when someone is operating from ego, fear, or control. The Devil is basically saying, yes, there is shadow work that needs to happen here, but you have the ability to bring light to these dark corners. You can help break chains, not necessarily in a dramatic way, but through speaking truth, through refusing to participate in toxic dynamics, through being a model of authentic living. The Devil energy thrives in secrecy and shame. When you shine light on it, when you name it for what it is, you start to dissolve its power. The Hermit came through third, and this makes so much sense. Before you can effectively serve divine justice, you need to be grounded in your own wisdom and truth. The Hermit is about that inner journey, that time of reflection and soul-searching. You cannot guide others if you have not done your own inner work first. And I get the feeling that you have spent time, maybe recently or over the past several years, really looking at yourself honestly. You have examined your own shadows, your own mistakes, your own patterns. This is crucial because it means when you speak truth to others, you are doing it from a place of humility and genuine care, not from superiority or judgment. The Hermit also tells me that you have wisdom that goes beyond your years or your experiences. You have this old soul quality. People probably come to you for advice even when you are not seeking to be a counselor or guide. They sense something in you, this depth, this ability to see beyond surface appearances. And what the Hermit is confirming is that this wisdom is not just for you. It is meant to be shared, but shared carefully, with discernment about when and how to offer it. Now the King of Swords appeared, and honestly this is one of the most powerful cards for your situation. The King of Swords is the ultimate arbiter of justice. This is someone who can make fair, impartial decisions based on logic and truth. This king does not let emotions cloud judgment, does not play favorites, does not bend rules for personal gain. When I see this card for you, I am understanding that you are being called to embody these qualities. You might be in a position soon, or maybe you already are, where people look to you to make a call on something, to decide what is fair, to speak up about what is right, to set a boundary that needs to be set. And the King of Swords is telling you that you have the capacity to do this with integrity. But there is also a message here about balance. The King of Swords can sometimes become too detached, too cold in the pursuit of logic. So while you are being called to use your mental clarity and your ability to see truth, remember to balance it with compassion. Justice without mercy can become cruelty. You want to be firm but also kind, clear but also understanding of human complexity. The Four of Pentacles showed up, and this is talking about something specific. This card often represents holding on tightly to something, being protective of resources or security. In the context of divine justice, I am seeing this as a warning about people who are holding on to power, control, or resources in ways that are not fair or equitable. There might be someone in your sphere who is hoarding something, whether that is information, opportunities, money, or recognition that should be shared. They are operating from scarcity and fear. And your role might be to address this imbalance. Not necessarily confrontationally, but by creating alternative systems, by being generous where they are stingy, by sharing what you have in ways that show a different model is possible. The Four of Pentacles is also reminding you not to become like what you are opposing. As you work to bring justice and balance, make sure you are staying open and generous in your own life. Do not let the fight against injustice make you hardened or closed off. Seven of Wands came through, and okay, this is validation. This card is about standing your ground, defending your position, fighting for what you believe in even when you are outnumbered or facing opposition. When you step into this role of serving divine justice, when you start speaking truth and calling out imbalance, not everyone is going to like it. Some people benefit from the current system, from the status quo, from keeping things unclear or unfair. And when you start shining light and demanding better, you might face pushback. The Seven of Wands is telling you to be prepared for this, but also assuring you that you have what it takes to stand firm. You have the high ground here, both morally and spiritually. You are not fighting for selfish reasons or personal gain. You are fighting for what is right, for fairness, for truth. And that gives you a kind of power that others cannot match. Yes, it might be challenging. Yes, you might feel like you are fighting an uphill battle at times. But the Seven of Wands is confirmation that this is your fight to take on, and you are strong enough to see it through. The Lovers appeared, and this is really beautiful actually. The Lovers is about alignment, about making choices that reflect your true values, about partnership and harmony. In this reading, I am seeing the Lovers as confirmation that when you serve divine justice, you are acting in alignment with your highest self and with divine will. This is not you imposing your personal agenda. This is you being a channel for something bigger, something more sacred. The Lovers also suggests that you might not be alone in this. There could be a partnership forming, maybe with another person who shares your values and your vision for fairness and truth. Together you can accomplish more than you could separately. Or this could be about the partnership between you and the divine, you and your higher self, you and your purpose. When you act from this aligned place, decisions become clearer. You know what to do because it resonates in your soul is right. The Lovers is encouraging you to trust that resonance, to make choices based on that inner alignment rather than external pressure or expectation. Three of Pentacles showed up, and this is about collaboration, healed work, and recognition. When you use your gift of divine justice, when you speak truth and work for fairness, you are going to create something tangible and valuable. The Three of Pentacles often appears when people are building something together, when different skills and perspectives come together to create something none of them could create alone. I am seeing this as a message that your efforts to bring justice and balance are going to have real, concrete results. This is not just theoretical or spiritual. It is going to manifest in actual changes in your environment, your community, your relationships. You might find yourself working with others who have complementary skills. Maybe you bring the vision and the truth-telling, while someone else brings practical skills or resources or connections. Together you build something that reflects fairness and integrity. The Three of Pentacles is also about mastery. You are developing mastery in this area of discernment and justice. People are going to start recognizing you for this gift, seeking you out specifically because of your ability to see clearly and speak truthfully. Five of Swords came through, and I need to be real with you about this one. The Five of Swords often represents conflict, defeat, and winning at any cost. In this context, I am seeing it as a warning about the shadow side of seeking justice. There is a difference between serving divine justice and seeking revenge. There is a difference between speaking truth and trying to destroy someone who wronged you. The Five of Swords is cautioning you to check your motivations. When you call something out or take action for fairness, is it coming from a place of genuine care for what is right? Or is there a part of you that wants to see someone suffer or be punished? This is where the inner work of the hermit becomes so important. You need to be honest with yourself about your intentions. The Five of Swords is also showing me that there might be situations where you cannot win in traditional terms, where speaking truth leads to you being attacked or excluded or misunderstood. And in those moments you need to ask yourself if winning the argument or getting validation is more important than maintaining your integrity. Sometimes serving divine justice means accepting that you will be misunderstood, that people will paint you as the villain, that you will lose relationships or opportunities. The question is whether you are willing to accept those losses in service of what is right. The last card I pulled is the Hanged Man, and honestly this is the perfect closing message. The Hanged Man is about surrender, about seeing things from a completely different perspective, about sacrifice for a higher purpose. When you serve divine justice, you might have to let go of some things. Maybe you let go of the need to be liked by everyone. Maybe you let go of comfort or ease in favor of doing what is right. Maybe you let go of your own timeline and trust divine timing instead. The Hanged Man sees the world upside down and from that vantage point understands things that others miss. This is you, Sagittarius. You see what others do not see. You understand dynamics and truths that are invisible to people who are caught up in conventional thinking or social niceties. And while this perspective is a gift, it can also feel isolating. The Hanged Man often experiences a period of suspension, of waiting, of not being able to move forward in traditional ways. You might be in one of those periods now, where you can see clearly what needs to happen but you are waiting for the right moment to act. The Hanged Man is telling you to trust this pause, to use this time to deepen your understanding, to strengthen your resolve, to make sure you are fully aligned before you take action. Divine justice is not rushed. It unfolds in its own perfect timing. So Sagittarius, let me bring all of this together for you. You have been given this incredible gift of clarity, of being able to see truth and recognize injustice. This is not random. You are being called right now to use this gift actively. There are situations in your life or in your sphere where imbalance needs to be addressed, where truth needs to be spoken, where someone needs to stand up for what is right, and that someone is you. But this calling comes with responsibility. You need to act from alignment with your highest self, from genuine care for fairness rather than personal vendetta. You need to be prepared for opposition and willing to stand your ground even when it is uncomfortable. You need to balance clarity with compassion, truth with mercy. And you need to trust divine timing, knowing that sometimes the most powerful action is patience and perspective. The cards are showing me that when you step into this role fully, when you use your gift of divine justice with wisdom and integrity, you are going to create real change. You are going to help break toxic patterns, support people who are being treated unfairly, and model what it looks like to live with authenticity and courage. This is your time, Sagittarius. The universe is calling you to step up, to use what you have been given, to be the person who speaks when others stay silent, who acts when others hesitate. You are ready for this. You have done the inner work. You have the wisdom and the strength. Now it is time to put it all into practice. I would love to hear from you if this resonates. Have you been feeling this calling? Have you noticed your ability to see through situations becoming stronger? Drop a comment and let me know what is coming up for you, because I think a lot of you Sagittarius folks are experiencing similar energies right now.